Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we will now actually be reviewing Memo Rojas Jr. Now, originally I wanted to review Memo Rojas Jr. after the review for Mini Racer Stud Throttleman, but yesterday I went shopping and I found a new Mini Racer 3-pack. Actually, it's a reissue, but and that one had the Mini Racer for Lightning McQueen with headsets, and so I decided to review it that day on Saturday. And now, after that, the review for Memo Rojas Jr. is finally here. So, if you don't know who this is, well, this is Memo Rojas Jr. And he is based on the real life racer of the same name. And in case you don't know where he appears, well, you know how I mentioned how James Flash Nilsson was in a Swedish version of the Tokyo party scene in Cars 2? Well, Memo Rojas Jr. is in the Spanish dub for it. The Spanish dub from Latin America, which is Mexico. And as someone who grew up watching the Latin American dubs of certain movies or shows I had on DVD, it feels honestly really surreal to own the diecast for Memo Rojas. But also because, just like with James Flash Nilsson, he was a super chase in which there were like only 4,000 copies of him produced, and now there's more than that now that he got re-released. And honestly, I don't mind, even though that like defeats the whole purpose of the super chases. I don't really mind it. I just really glad to have the diecast now. Now, there have been like 3 more international dub racers that were released as diecasts, aside from Memo Rojas Jr. and James Flash Nilsson. There was also Vitaly Petrov in the Russian dub, Long G in the Chinese dub, and also Mark Frosty Winter Bumper in the Australian dub. And there was also Fernando Alonso for the Spanish dub from Spain, but unfortunately he did not receive a diecast. This is a custom I made. So anyway, there's his artwork, and of course the diecast itself. There's the back. As seen in Cars 2, James Flash Nilsson. As you can see, I already have him. Francesco Bernoulli, made with balloon. Carlo Veloso, Nigel Gearsley, and Race Team Filmer with headset. Now, I have 5 of these. I really need to get Race Team Filmer with headset. Let's open it, shall we? I think we should. Alrighty guys, today we're going to be opening up this diecast now. Go. So yeah, there's Memo Rojas Jr. out of the packaging, and he looks amazing. Honestly, really like the different expression he has from Jen Flash Nielsen and Max Schnell. Like, makes him like stand out. Which, like I mentioned, he is looking, his expression in which he is looking down. Now, unfortunately, his eye color remains blue, which is very inaccurate because in the artwork and also in the Latin American dub, his eyes are brown, but in the diecast, they're blue. I was at least hoping his release this year would at least give him brown eyes, but unfortunately that did not happen. But it doesn't stop this diecast from being good. You can see there's his front bumper here is red. And of course there's black rearview mirrors. Of course, there's a side. As you can see, there's, of course, the white parts right there with the gray on the back. Of course, matching the Mexican flag. And also, he has this eagle right there. The real Mexican flag has like this one symbol having like a eagle, or is it like a hawk eating or catching a snake? And which, fun fact, part of his concept art actually shows a clarified version of that symbol, in which the hawk is like represented as a plane, with the snake being represented as like a jumper cable. This would have this meant that the jumper cables are like alive as serpents? I don't know. There's the back. As you can see, there's not much going on. The tail lights, and also this little decal right there representing the Mexican flag, but it's missing the symbol, so it looks like the Italian flag. Of course, there's the other side, and of course the green, white, and red, and of course that eagle right there. There's the base. You can see, yep, it's made in China. Then, you know what feels so surreal to own these two in hands? I have both the Super Chase racers. But first, here he is with Fernando Alonso. Honestly, I could headcanon that the car versions for Memo Rojas Jr. and Fernando Alonso are like great friends. And honestly, this feels really nice to own, but just like how I said, now here he is with my custom for PyTor Race Enough from the mobile game Cars Bestest Lightning. And also, here he is with Jen Flash Nielsen, in case you want to see it. See, here's some really cool stuff here. So, as a as a Hispanic myself, I think this is a great item. And honestly, I do recommend you get it. Even if you already own the Super Chase version. Honestly, either stick with it or get it. I don't know, you decide. Then, so yeah, that's it for today, and let me know what your thoughts on Memo Rojas Jr. is. And I'll see you next time. Bye.